More conversion problems here. We've got 2.00 litres going to quarts. So we do our 2.00 litres. We know that litres goes on the bottom to cancel here. We know quarts is going to go on top. We're looking for a relationship between litres and quarts, and there it is. 1 litre is 1.0566882 quarts, and it's important to write out the whole thing because it is not an exact number, so it is subject to significant figures. We've got 3 significant figures here. Remember, trailing zeros are significant if there's a decimal point in the number, and that's going to give us our final answer as 2.11 quarts. Looking at the next one, we're going from 3.0 tonnes to grams. 3.0 tonnes. We know tonnes is going to go on the bottom to cancel. We know we're going to look for a relationship between tonnes and grams here, and there is no relationship that allows us to go straight from tonnes to grams. In fact, there's only one relationship here. It involves tonnes, and that has to do with pounds. So we've got 1 tonne giving 2,000 pounds. So what I'll do is I will just do an immediate conversion to pounds because there's no other way I'm going to be able to get through the problem. I know pounds is going to go on the bottom here, and we're looking for grams, and I do have a relationship between pounds and grams here as well, and that's over here. Alright, so looking at the conversions now, we've got 1 tonne is 2,000 pounds. 1 tonne, 2,000 pounds. And the grams and pounds, we've got 1 pound, and that's 453.59. Whoops. 453.592 grams. And again, it's important to write out the whole thing here. This only has 2 significant figures. Remember, the trailing zero is significant because of a decimal point in the number, and that's going to lead us to 2 significant figures in our answer as well. We can express it like this, but it's probably nicer to express it as 2.7 times 10 to the 5th grams. That way it's a lot clearer that it does involve just the 2 significant figures. All of these zeros here in this answer are not significant, but we can clarify they're not being significant by using the exponential notation as I've shown you here. Alright, looking at the next one, we've got 2.800 quarts, and we're going to cc's. So we start out with 2.800 quarts times and then a line. We know quarts is going to go on the bottom. We don't see a direct relationship going from quarts to cc's. If you look through here, there's nothing here that involves quarts and cc's. But what we could do here is go from quarts to litres, and then we can go from litres to cc's. So that will allow us to do that. So we'll go to litres first, and the relationship here is 1 litre is that many quarts. And it's 1.0566882. And we know litres will go on the bottom, cc's will go on top. The relationship between litres and cc's, 1 litre is equal to 1,000 cc's. And this has 4 significant figures. Remember, these 2 zeros are significant because of a decimal point in the number. And that's going to lead us to our final answer, which actually should have a dot after the 2650 dot cc's. That will allow us to get 4 significant figures in that answer as well. The dot here makes that 0 significant, because if we didn't have the dot there, we'd only have 3 significant figures, but clearly we need to have 4 significant figures here. Looking at the next one, we've got 34.0 ounces, and that's going to go to grams. So we'll put times and then a line. We actually don't have a relationship here that's going to take us directly to 2 grams from ounces. I want to point out here that we're looking for ounces and not fluid ounces. I think we do have, we have fluid ounces over here as well in the volume. But when we're dealing with these, we're never going to cross between length, mass, and volume. All of our conversions will always lie within these domains here. So if we're dealing with grams and we're looking for mass ounces as opposed to fluid ounces, which is what we got over here in the volumes. Alright, so going back to that, we're looking now for a relationship between ounces and grams, and we're not going to find one. But I do see something over here that allows us to go from ounces to pounds. So we'll have ounces here, and we'll have pounds up here. Now the relationship is 1 pound is 16 ounces. Now I do have a relationship that takes me from pounds into grams, and you can see that over here that we've got 1 pound is equal to this many grams, and that's 453.5924. And again, it's not an exact number as shown by these 3 dots, so that means we have to consider all the significant figures. And the 1 pound and the 16 ounces, those are exact numbers. So we're looking at this here. This has 3 significant figures. This 0 here being significant because it is in a number that has a decimal point. And that's how we're getting our final answer of 964 grams.